Why, hello, you beautiful nerds. Welcome to the Drunk Banthas podcast, where we talk about sci-fi, fantasy, horror, and all the popular art that we love. Also, we do it drunk.
Mostly
drunk.
Mostly, dog.
Always encouraged, but never mandatory. I am joined by my co-host, brother Bill. How you doing?
Mostly, dog.
I'm doing mostly.
I'm doing good, man. How y'all doing? How you doing?
I'm doing tip top, man.
All right.
My name is Jedi Master Grace, and I'll be your host for the evening as well. But you know, it's always much more fun to talk shit with friends. We got El Jefe in the house. What's up, Ruff?
I'm busy. I had to write down my 2 notes that I wanted to remember from today's episodes.
What up, fam? How you doing, Fifth Bantha?
What up, Fifth Bantha? What up, everybody in the chat? What up, everybody about to be in the chat? And shout out to everybody on Twitter, NerdsAtNite, and the Drunk Banthas channel. I don't have anything else to say. Alex, what are we going to be talking about tonight?
Oh, man, I'm so excited because we have a great show tonight. We are talking Silo. We are talking Invincible Fight Girl. We're talking Dune Prophecy.
Sorry.
And as always, we're talking shit. Actually, yeah, next time I'm just gonna pause for the sting.
Oh, you know what? I just hit the wrong button. Hit this button.
Silo, state. We got Solo in this episode.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's so amazing, because he
Silo, CC, stay style, great.
It's kind of perfect.
It was a little weird getting ready for tonight's episode, and I was like, oh, I don't have to watch 6 episodes of stuff to get ready for 1 week's worth of television.
Yeah, man. Now that our Arcane has been laid to rest, we don't have nearly as many episodes to watch, which is great. But guys, tune in next week because we will start covering Star Wars Skeleton Crew. It's Star Wars.
2 episodes, right?
Is it 2 episodes? Why do people keep doing that?
It's most likely going to be 2 episodes.
I think it's 2 just for the starting to really get you going.
It'll be 2 or 3, regardless of what we want.
Hey, yeah. You know what? It's Jude Law. I'm willing to give it a shot again.
That's right.
Same. And as you guys can probably tell from the name of the channel, we love Star Wars over here, and I'm pretty much gonna watch everything that they do, whether it's gonna be good or bad. So
right.
You should re-release that Empire Strikes Back versus Dune 2 video. You should just re-release it tomorrow.
Maybe somebody will actually watch it this time.
Yeah, just re-release it. Fuck it.
All right, so we got the first 2 episodes. Evidently came out today, according to IMDb. And then we got 1 episode on the 10th, 1 on the 17th, 1 on the 24th, 1 on New Year's Eve, 1 on January 7th, and 1 on January 14th. So outside of the first 2, no doubling up. I can be okay with that.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on.
Wait a minute. All those after the first 2, are they all on Tuesdays?
Once a week, yeah.
Are they all releasing on Tuesdays? Because
let's double check.
You did say it says it.
All right, so it goes the 10th, which is 8 days from now, and then the 17th, 7 days, 24th, 4 days, 31st, 4 days. Yeah.
So all Tuesdays. Cool.
Yep. Okay. No worries.
All right, good, because that's what I was concerned about. I was like, fuck. Are they just gonna all be on Monday now? We're just gonna
right?
It will be kind of late. Like
none of us is paying any attention. We're all just like, yeah, so Silo. Oh, no, I mean, it's so crazy. I can't believe they did that. What? He was just dead. I mean,
just watch the TV show. Bantha said in the chat, it's going to be an incredible show. Everything I know about the plot, if they didn't change it, looks incredible. So he's got one optimistic fan out there who still believes in the Force.
That's a pretty fucking optimistic fan, though. Yeah, that was a lot. That was a lot of optimism.
Yeah. 2 Incredibles.
Before we get
one,
if they didn't change it.
Yeah, one if they didn't check it. Yeah, it's before we get into the nitty gritty and our first topic of the night, I just want to. It's so crazy. I had my eyes closed. I didn't even notice that was
so
happening.
long.
Yeah, just to do a quick house cleaning. Make sure to check out our latest episode, Does It Hold Up, where we had Mariana from the Morbid Zoo come on and talk about Twister, the 1996 classic disaster movie. Numbers have been pretty good. The guys are actually,
as of today.
Yeah, I guess everybody is done with Thanksgiving stuff and they're ready to consume some content.
Come over there and consume us. Put us in your mouth.
I'm not gonna lie, I think I'm still digesting all that food, so it's gonna be a slow moving brain cells tonight.
Same. Can you tell how since I had my eyes
turkey brain cells?
Bro, I made 2 different types of potatoes and 2 different types of stuffing, and then I was like, well, might as well make cookies. And then I brought all that shit home because fuck my friends, that's for me.
Fuck that.
Fuck him.
Not Chef Jeff.
Fuck him.
Always cooking for himself.
Right.
It's just so fun. I stole the turkey carcass and made stock. It's the best.
I'm going to different Thanksgivings to like steal food to make food at the
crib. Also want to remind you guys to peruse through our merchandise store where we have hats, hoodies, shirts, mugs, and all kinds of cool stuff with our stupid name on it.
That's right.
I've got like this sweatshirt.
It's almost Christmas time,
winter.
you dumb bitch.
Get yourself something or get someone you love.
Yeah.
A nice Drunk Bantha shirt.
You don't want to be the one guy who didn't get somebody something, or girl who don't love nobody, don't show no love to nobody, just expecting somebody to get you something.
Hey. Us guys cannot love people too.
Exactly, but you don't want to be that person. So go over there and get yourself something. It's on, let's make it real easy. Just go over to the YouTube channel and go to the shop button. Or was it? Is it store? Or does it say shop? Does it say shop?
I always forget. It either says store or shop.
Just go over there where they selling stuff on our channel.
I want you guys to go like super old school, like find a way to change it to merchant.
Merchant. That'd be great. The market,
yeah, or the what is it? The village,
the stranger.
Just come on in.
What are you selling?
Yeah. Come on into town. Stop by our wagon.
Frothy, to answer your question, no, I don't have vegans, but I did find out 2 days before that I had one guy who's allergic to dairy. So I made a vegan mashed potatoes and a sourdough stuffing.
Ooh.
Oh, sourdough stuffing.
Like
fun
that.
Shit. Yeah.
All right.
But speaking of the merchant, you guys always forget to mention my favorite, the hats.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we do got hats. The hats are actually probably my favorite.
There should be some of these on there that say.
That'd be dope.
I think they did that one year. I just didn't get them.
I think we can add that to the merch store. We'll see. Season.
We'll see. I don't care. But what I do care about is you guys. So going over there, take advantage of the 30% off discounts right now. 30% discounts right now. So go over there and check them out. Go on up there. Now.
Check it out. And last but not least, just want to remind you guys to check out the Bantha Butt Show every Thursday at 7 p.m. Bill, what are you guys talking about?
Well,
Thursday.
I'm so glad that you asked me, Alex, because I actually know what we're talking about this week. We're going to be talking about the John Benet Ramsey documentary that came out, and then we're going to be talking about It's Florida Man, and we're going to be talking about some other stuff.
Great show.
That's not as depressing as John Benet Ramsey, but it's a good little insight into the media and the 90s. The times, man. The times are crazy.
All right, yeah. So, guys, check that out this Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. If you want to check out that discussion on that nerdy shit,
it's me.
Speaking of not depressing stuff to talk about on there, Bill, I don't know if you saw. I just saw it today. there is a Christopher Reeves documentary coming out on Max.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Like so.
that's a good uplifting one, you know.
yeah.
Yeah, so-
Nothing bad ever
Well, except
happened.
for one part.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, man, I can't catch a break on these documentaries. Oh, you know what? Change my mind. I'm going to talk about the Yacht Doc documentary on the Yacht Rock documentary on Max,
That was pretty good. Well, what I saw of it, I only saw
produced
it.
by Bill Simmons. I didn't finish the whole thing either. I just had things.
I don't know what the documentary is about outside of Yacht Rock, but I will say this. I unapologetically love Yacht Rock. Like, I'm not putting it on, but when it comes on, it's like the best fucking day.
It's the best.
Well,
Like,
I
don't know.
recommend watching that documentary, and if
And
you
just
also love
smiles.
Yacht Rocket, come on, check it out. Come on, check it out. Hang out with us.
Yeah, check it out this
Turn on
Thursday.
your fucking phone, lay up in your bed with some pork rinds, and some chocolate, and some beers, and just hang out with me.
Yeah, just get nice and cozy.
So-
But let's.
Before we get going too much into things, I had thought of something earlier today for you guys that I think you'll absolutely fucking hate.
Oh, okay.
I have thought of a category for the drunkies that I think you guys would hate more than anything else on earth.
Lay it on me.
Yeah.
One movie from the year you should have seen in theaters. You can only vote on one. Out of everything that came out in 2024, you are saying this is if you can only see one in theaters, this is the one you should see.
Damn. Yeah, that was.
You could only see one movie.
That would be really
agreed.
tough. I don't even know how to compile that top, like the 5 nominees for that. That would be so tough. Guys, let's
that
know
has
if
to be 100%. Put it up to the fans and then just take top 5
from this
Yeah.
year.
that would be from
I
this
don't know.
year.
If you show me that list, I think it gets easier. Start remembering what actually came out this year. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad stuff, but a lot of good stuff. Check us out in February when the drunkies come along around award show season. Let us know in the comments if that's a category you would like to see in the
brother.
drunkies.
Yes, and also let us know if there's any weird categories you'd like to have added to this drunkies coming up in February.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, don't give me that option.
Well, to be fair, they're all weird.
I mean, the second you guys said that, my first thought was director you want to punch in the face.
there you go. Director you want to punch in the face. Director you want to punch in the face. TV drama.
Bryan Singer wins every year.
They won't get better.
But yeah, let's move on to our first topic of the night. Let's take a little stroll down Jeff's comic book corner. Jeff, what are we talking about today?
I'm so glad you asked. We are talking about issue 2 of Atomic Robo. This one is called The Fightin' Scientists of Tesladyne Pest Control. So we start off with Robo just walking along, getting interviewed by some random lady. She's just asking him, some typical interview questions, but it's Atomic Robo, so they're weird. She's like, you've been to the moon, you've been to Mars, you've mapped the hollow earth and fought in 3 wars. Like, out of everything you've done, like, what's the hardest part of your life? And Robo, just goes deep into contemplation. And the next page it takes us back 3 days ago, and we got Robo at Tesladyne, the company that he's now running, and they're talking, and we come to find out that, like, Robo's sitting there and he's like, this can't be happening. It's not, no, this is stupid. It cannot be happening. They're like, yeah, well, it is. We got to figure it out. And what we come to find out is what's happening is giant ants are rushing towards Reno, Nevada. And Robo points out, he's like, no, but like, it's impossible. Like, they literally can't exist. And someone's like, well, okay, sorry. Well, at the same time, some guy brings him a letter. And then the next page, we just get, Robo, he is now back in China in 1940, and he's flying this plane that's getting shot at. And one of the things I love about Robo is dude's been around for 80 years, still doesn't curse. So he's literally getting shot down. She's like, nuts. And just like, nuts again, every time he's getting shot up by an enemy Japanese plane at this time. So moving along, it takes us back to the present, and Robo's looking at this letter he got, and they're like, and Robo's just like, seriously, like, you can't have bugs this big. They crush themselves. And this guy's like, yeah, well, there they are. We got to go do something about it. And Robo's like, all right, let's get into the chapter. Let's get going. So they get in a helicopter and they start flying towards Reno. And now we see that there's a bunch of giant ants walking by, and Robo's like trying to figure out how to take them out. And again, one of the things I like about this comic so much is how funny it is, because at this point, someone's like, so do we got any idea about like their ranged attacks? And someone's like, what you think, like laser eye beams? And the guy's like, yeah, of course they're giant ants. Of course they have laser eye beams. They're like, how would they have laser eye beams? And the guy goes, well, radiation. I'm like, what radiation? So now they're all arguing, all these nerd scientists in the helicopter, and Robo's like, excuse me, guys, and just jumps out the fucking helicopter. And as he's plummeting to the ground, we still see these guys in the background arguing about quote unquote imaginary physics and shit. Anyway, then it cuts back to Robo back in China, flying this plane in 1940. And as he's getting shot at, he's eventually just like, screw this. And he literally punches the hatch off, and then he just stands up, pulls out his pistol, and starts shooting at the guy behind him, and just shoots the enemy pilot in the head, because why not? Then Robo starts going down, and it cuts back to modern times, and we see Robo just land on a giant ant and kill it. And he's just like, all right, I got one. Meanwhile, all the scientists are still like arguing, like, well, come on, imaginary physics isn't a thing. Like, you tell me how we get giant ants. And Robo's like, can you guys maybe help? Like, how are we supposed to take care of this? And they're like, oh yeah, sorry. Like, what can you tell us down there? And they're and Robo's like trying to look around. He's like, oh, applesauce. Because again, it's clearly because it's a comic book, but you get the idea that Robo's still like a little worried that he's going to upset Mr. Tesla. So he never curses. So the ant's throwing Robo around, and Robo's trying to figure it out. And he jumps on the ant and he starts shooting it, and nothing happens. And they're like, well, you got to figure something out. And he goes, well, only one thing left to do. So he starts just hitting them with different cars. And yeah, he's taking out the ants, but he's also destroying cars. And one guy flying the helicopter is like, you can't just keep destroying people's private property. And Robo's like, come on. All right, fine. And he figures something else out. So then like he starts ripping off their heads, and he's like, oh God, they're filled with goo. And then he starts hitting them with a mailbox, and he's like literally making stupid action movie quips. He's like, guess I forgot to stamp it. And then the next one, he's just hitting them with a random street sign. And at this point, he's asking the other scientists, can you guys think of anything for a street sign? He's like, no. And he's like, oh, shoot. Because again, to Robo, this is all just fun and stupid. So anyway, the next thing we see, all the ants are dead. We see Robo's in downtown Reno. People are taking pictures and they're like, hey, good job. And he goes, thanks. I just used my violence on him, which I think is a very funny quote. Anyway, so they're all the media's there. They're taking pictures of Robo. And it reminds Robo again of back to when he crash landed in China in the 40s. And we see this friend of his is taking a picture of him. And he's like, what are you doing? I was flying your patrol. And his friend's like, yeah, it's because I was too drunk last night to fly it. And Robo's like, give me the camera, man. And then, of course, it cuts back to modern day. And now Robo's back at Tesladyne headquarters. And we finally see what the note that he got was. And it was a note from this girl being like, hey, you knew my grandpa back in the 40s. He always told us fun stories about you. I thought I'd give you this picture. And it was the picture that we saw the guy was taking in the last one. So the next page, Robo's getting a call from some people. And he picks it up. And someone's like, Robo, there's a pyramid in Egypt. And Robo's just like, yes, Vic, thank you. And he's like, no, Robo, the pyramid's moving. And Robo's like, okay, all right. Prep the hangar. We're taking off again. And Robo starts getting loaded up to Bear, and he heads out on this mission. And we see the note again, and it's Robo just writing back to, it's what's Robo is writing back to the granddaughter. He's just like, hey, Gracie, I knew your, it's just this letter. Like, I knew your grandpa. Yeah, I remember him as this grumpy old guy who was just drunk all the time. And he's like, one thing that I can tell you is one time I challenged him to a drinking contest, and it took him like a half a bottle before he started to realize he was losing. And keep in mind, I don't have a mouth, let alone anything else that can get drunk. Anyway, your grandpa's a great guy. I loved him. And it cuts all the way back to modern day. And it's just Robo finishing up the interview. And he's just like, honestly, the hardest part is I'm 83 years old. I do a great Jack Benny, but no one really gets it anymore. And then that's just the end of the issue. And that's it. And that's Atomic Robo. Now, I will say this. We are going to be moving to a different comic next week. But yes, the next issue of Atomic Robo is Robo fights a giant moving pyramid in Egypt. Because it's action science.
Oh, man.
That's pretty awesome.
Right?
And I'm loving this comic, honestly. It's got a really cool tone. Fifth Bantha said, so it's Robot Captain America, LOL.
Pretty much, yes. Real quick, if you do enjoy it, search up just Atomic Robo issue 1. The actual authors put the first couple of volumes online to read for free from their website. Just go to the Atomic Robo website and look at archive.
Okay. Right on. I will definitely be doing that because I love free stuff.
Yeah. And Robo.
Yeah, the comic just seems dope as shit. I really want to know more about that world.
It goes crazy. Like there's a point where he let's see. There's a point where Robo starts working with Edison and oh god. He writes all of the crazy dark the crazy dark supernatural fiction.
Yeah. Lovecraft. Yeah. Robo partners up with Edison and Lovecraft at one point. He fights a velociraptor scientist who harnesses the power of gems. He fights Nazis over and over again, goes to space, comes back, travels through time, you name it, Robo does it. Okay. Yeah, that's
slapping cheeks with big refrigerators, them those, what do you call it?
She was giving him the eyes.
Flat refrigerators,
yeah,
the ground, the ones that are on the ground.
Yeah, like the
Oh man, what are those called?
Freezers. They're freezers.
Yeah, but there's a specific name.
Yeah, there's a specific name, and it messes up the joke when I don't say the name. But anyway,
and I'm just gonna randomly yell it out in about 34 minutes for no apparent reason, and everyone's gonna be like, "That was random." Okay, let's move on.
It was made by Frigidaire for sure.
But yeah, thanks for taking us down your comic book corner, Jeff. Excited to see what you'll be talking about next week. Make sure to send us that list of comics so we can put a poll out so we can have the fans
get
out.
a poll.
Sent it to you yesterday.
Yo, well, look at you.
That. Yeah, it was over on the plane.
Which, by the way, there's 16 of them. I figure what we can do is separate them into groups of 4, and we'll just start rotate. We'll just like have them give them just 4, and like, hey, whatever the top vote for that 4 is, we do that week. Then we'll do 2 issues, and then next we'll give them the next 4, top out of that. And we'll just keep going through. And then when we get to less, we'll do that. And then we'll do top choices out of the 4 groups of 3. And then we'll have 2 groups of 4. And yeah.
That sounded like a lot of math, but I somehow
we just keep whittling it down one section at a time.
It's just 3 maths, Alex. It's just 3 maths. You'll be fine.
I don't know. I'm starting to sweat. But guys, thanks for going on. That's oh no, we got Athelius in the chat. What's up, my good Banthas? That's not what you said. Yeah, as
What's good, my Banthas?
As
What he said
I
for
already-
the people listening at home.
As I already said earlier, it's not going to be a crisp show. My brain is not working at 100%.
Our brains are full of tequila and turkey
Mm.
and marijuana.
Yeah. Yes. Also, yes. But let's move on to our next topic of the night.
What are we talking about?
Let's put on our wrestling shoes and
Step into the ring with Invincible Fight Girl.
that's right. We're
I
stepping
feel like
back
she
into the
literally just
ring.
punched me in the fucking face.
She's intense. That
This is
was
a little bit much.
Deep freezer.
deep
freezer?
Deep freezer?
That sounds like
This
a
is
thing.
you know what? It's a deep freezer today.
All right.
Tell
I
us
don't want to
this-
keep thinking about it. It's a deep freeze.
Somebody tell us what it is. Somebody should be able to just tell us.
I don't want to think about this anymore. It is what I say it is.
And the thing is, I have a phone and we're on a computer, but I can't look it up because that's cheating. Oh, my brain is fucking stupid.
Yeah,
Yeah, think your thoughts.
that's right. Think your thoughts, people.
Don't let Google AI figure it out for you.
Don't let AI figure it out for you.
Yeah, we're talking we're talking Invincible Fight Girl, episode 6, Beyond the Wall, the Finger and the Toe. In this episode, in search of an old tag team who may hold the secrets to the perfect strike, Andy and her friends find themselves caught in the middle of a town torn apart by differing philosophies and
Torn apart.
personal grudges.
Led astray, bamboozled.
Bamboozled. This is an interesting episode. It hasn't been my favorite so far, but you know the whole Hatfields and McCoy aspect of it was like interesting, just like this rivaling town. And the end was especially intriguing. We'll get into the character of Birdie a little bit later, but what were your initial thoughts on this one, Bill?
Birdie. Stupid name. This one was boring, but informative. Like, I feel like I got more information from this episode than I have in like all the other ones before, but at least that wasn't a bunch of exposition.
Right.
And yet this would probably the least happen.
Yeah, not a lot moved the story along, like Andy's journey at least.
This was definitely a setup episode.
Right, which is weird, right? Like we're halfway through the series. got another setup episode. Like, goddamn. But it does kind of remind me of they kind of did something similar in the show we were doing, the other animated show we were doing before this.
Invincible?
Kite Man.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't have the drop anymore, so it was replaced with
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats.
So yeah, I had to change. I was thinking I was gonna hit it, but then I remembered, oh yeah, it's been replaced. But yeah, they did something similar there where they set up a setup, they set up something and then they took a turn and we were doing all the Kite Man is a douche things.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was so yeah, maybe some good will come out of this.
Yeah, because I'm definitely intrigued by Birdie. So like we find like when they come to this town, they meet this girl who kind of gives them the 411 on just like the craziness of the town. These
Tim and nerdy little girl.
yeah, timid little Birdie, and there were like a couple of moments where it was. I don't know, like there's like, oh, there's something off about this girl.
Yeah, you knew she was playing them.
Yeah, she's got some nefarious like motivations, but we still don't really know what it is. But it seems like she's the daughter of Rough and Tumble. Is that
obviously? Yeah.
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 But it also seems like she's been like following Andy and like their crew, like her crew. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what her.
My guess is she's been trying to think of a way to bring Rough and Tumble back together. And part of that includes like looking into the wrestling world outside of her little town. And she realized like, oh, Andy's the one who could, I could use her to make them come back together.
Right. It doesn't really even work out. So that's one of the disappointing things about this episode is that it's like a series of failures. Nothing really happens. Like
you don't need to describe my education in such a hurtful way.
A series of failures.
Shout out to Othelius. He said, "Don't worry, I got you." Hell yeah! and shout out to James Morgan. Shout out to James Morgan. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. From the other side of the pond, he said, "Good morning, James." From the other side of the pond.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for joining the chat.
Shout out.
Good night.
Good morning and good night.
But yeah, like
or calling back to Victor there, aloha.
Aloha.
Because it's both.
Oh yeah,
it is. We're very learned people over here on the Drunk Pants.
God, we're so fucking smart. So.
But yeah, it's like it's a series of failures. Like she goes to learn about the perfect strike. She turns out these guys don't really fucking know how to do it. And it seems like at the end she's at least going to be a conduit to bring these two people together. But then they just fight while seemingly Birdie blows up their houses.
By the way, 100% love Mikey. We'll save them through journalism.
Yeah, man. That's what we're over here doing.
Mikey, man.
That's what we're doing, right? We save the world with journalism. I'm so glad that he came. I'm so glad that he came up with that because I was like, that doesn't make any sense. But you know what? The fact that Mikey's doing it, for some reason, I got Mikey bias.
Right.
He could pretty much say and do anything stupid. And I'm like, you know what? It's okay. It's Mikey. He's 8.
Yeah, he's a child.
But I'm a little worried because whoever Mikey tells me to vote for, I mean, that's the way the next election's going. So,
that's the way it's going.
Yeah,
I will say this. Did you guys catch the little tongue-in-cheek joke with Rough and Tumble?
Ooh, lay it on.
And their new, all right. So their new names / gangs are Fingers and Toes, right?
Right.
Head, shoulders, knees and toes.
It's the hand and the foot.
Oh,
which is the reason the foot are the Foot and Ninja Turtles is because the creators were making fun of Daredevil and the hand.
Yeah.
So Invincible Fight Girl is making fun of something that's making fun of something else and making fun of that something else too.
That is
amazing.
That's pretty great. I didn't even make that connection, but that's totally that's so awesome.
It made me very happy.
If that's not the more you know moment, then what is? You know?
Right. And I actually that was probably my favorite scene.
That's what it should have got. Damn it.
It was probably my favorite scene of the episode because where she's just like talking about how stupid they are. Like she just and she gets like super big animated, like is like a very anime moment. I fucking loved it.
Dude, the animators in this show know what they're fucking doing.
Satirical inception.
I really like that. That was if we had a more clever name for our podcast channel.
That's the next that's my album. It's not
Satirical Inception.
The album is Drunk Bantha's album. It's called Satirical Inception.
Dropping this 420.
Oh, I figured it was just all of us, but sitting in like a nice library and leather chairs with a fire, and we're all wearing smoking jackets. And we're like, oh, yes. So Invincible Fight Girl, you'll notice the striations in the drawings.
Dude, yeah, this is gonna go down. This album. By the way, it's my New Year's Eve resolution. It's my New Year's resolution to finish this album. This Drunk Banthas album. So
you got a year, you can do it.
Oh no.
Well, unless you have a New Year's Eve resolution, then you got a fucking night.
Yeah, I got one night. I'm doing it before my birthday. It's gonna be before my birthday. Yeah.
Okay.
Which is March. So you guys.
Yeah, I'm down for New Year's Eve resolutions. That could be more motivating than because like rather than taking the whole year, you got to get this shit done today.
Are we doing a Christmas party?
I don't know.
We haven't had a meeting in so long.
Anyway. No, yeah, actually, no. For the
No, I mean like all of us.
Oh, I don't
Thursday
know
night.
it.
Yeah.
I'll be back in Illinois, so I'll be dealing with teeny tiny humans.
Oh no, I meant like in like the next couple of weeks or so, 3 weeks or so.
I'll be back in Illinois.
Oh, you'll be in Illinois next week.
Not 2 weeks. I finally have a car that I'm not afraid is going to just die in the middle of Arkansas. So I'm gonna drive back. So I'm gonna go back for 2 weeks this year.
Hell
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's a fun trip. That's a fun trip.
No.
Yeah, like you were mentioning the animation, like that the opening scene was spectacular, and I thought I had missed something. Like I paused it like 30 seconds in. I was like, did I catch this in the middle of the episode?
They gotta get more of that to me. You know, I was saying, can I get the camera? Come here. No.
Oh, you want?
Well, I want the zoom. Come here. Come here, look. Come here, everybody. See, I was saying early, I don't want this to be like Dragon Ball Z. We get one good episode and then wait 6 episodes for another good episode. And then nothing happened except a bunch of internal monologue and bad music.
Yeah.
Well, we got all that in one fucking episode.
We did.
It was crazy.
Which is fine. It's not fine when it's 8 episodes of Goku going, "Arrgh," and we're like, no one shot him. No one has a gun.
I do want more fighting though. I need like the next 3 episodes to be training. And then so they win this battle, obviously training, and then what do you call it? Then matches. I mean, nothing but matches after that. And then some kind of crazy.
Did you read the IMDb episode descriptions for the next 2?
I did not.
You basically nailed it. Next episode, battle. Episode after that, I'm not gonna read the entire thing, but it says the match brings new combat and challenges for Andy. So, yeah, you got to fight next episode. You got to match the episode after that.
Very, very cool. Yeah, I'm excited to see more fighting. And it seems like, which he only has 2 days left to get the perfect strike. So I'm sure that training is gonna be right around
the perfect strike.
Now, I don't remember from the last episode. Does she just need to get 1, or I thought it was 10?
Oh yeah, she needs to do 10.
Yep. James, these episodes are on Max. HBO's bullshit name now.
Yeah, I still call them HBO Max because fuck all that shit.
So yeah, the shows that we're covering today, this one is available on Max. Dune is available on Max, and what's it called?
Silo
is available.
Silo CC State Style Great.
It's available on Apple TV Plus. Apple TV Plus.
Yes. But yeah, I'm excited to see where the show's gonna go.
If you make me touch the button, I'm going to touch
it. And it's still rated pretty high. I think it was 8.4 on IMDb for this episode.
Yeah. Surprisingly,
ever in your life steal Jeff's job.
That is absolutely fine. The only episode lower than this is the first episode, I Am, which was a 7.9, which, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't she fight the Ginyu Squad in the first episode? I would have rated that higher personally.
She fought the Perm Squad. With the Perm Squad. Yeah, she fought.
By the way, I cannot wait for the next Comic-Con because there's gonna be a Perm Squad and it's gonna make me happy, especially if we see them face to face with the Ginyu Squad.
That might be at WonderCon.
Oh man, that'd be awesome.
Because it's before Comic-Con this year.
Yeah.
If I get stupid rich, this is the sort of shit I'll waste money on, just being like, hey, I need 10 cosplayers to do exactly what I'm going to tell you to do. And then I'll see it once, I'll go, and that'll be it. It'll be totally worth it. It'll be worth the $40,000 I will spend.
I'm like, is it cheaper to pay the cosplayers or is it cheaper for us to cosplay it?
We would need 7 other people.
Yeah. Talking to her, where you at?
There's three of us.
We fly him across an ocean to do it.
Hey, we right. The three of us could be the perm squad right now.
We
There's
could.
5 in the perm squad.
I thought it was only 3 of them.
Oh shit! Is there 5?
It was a legit Ginyu squad.
That's crazy.
Well,
Force?
Ginyu Force. Yeah, Ginyu
Force. It's funny that we both do Jace.
I mean, who else do you do?
right?
You got the big dumb white guy who just sounds
Oh, he sounds like
not fast.
a slower Sly Stallone.
You got Captain Ginyu who, bro, sounds like he's just chewing on Marlboro Reds. And no one remembers what the blue guy or the frogman sound like.
Frogman.
Berta, yeah.
No, that was blue guy.
Oh,
Frogman.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, he had he had a weird voice. I can't remember what he sounded like.
kind of like that.
How did he even get into the Ginyu Force? That guy sucked.
He can hold his breath and kick you in the nuts.
That was before they got rid of affirmative action. No, that's not the one I'm thinking of, is it? Slow brain, guys. What was the one the Supreme Court struck down?
Gay marriage.
No. That's 2 weeks from now.
Abortion. Roe versus
Anyway,
civil rights.
But guys, let us
collapse of society.
That
guys,
sweet sound of the collapsing of a society.
let us know what you thought of Invincible Fight Girl if you watched it. If you didn't, what are you doing?
And if
Check
you
it out.
like
It's
Invincible Fight Girl, man, be sure to come over here and check us out. Like and subscribe. And if you fuck with us and you think we're funny, please hit the join button. We would love it so much if you joined us and got some of this early content and got some of this exclusive content.
It was affirmative action. I'm not the dumbest that I am.
I was like, it sounds like you mean affirmative action. I don't want to be the black guy who's wrong about this.
You did it.
It's cool. I'm white. I can be wrong about all that shit.
He said, it won't matter tomorrow. Who cares?
Oh, sorry. Thank you. But yeah, guys, let us know what you thought of Invincible Fight Girl. We're gonna switch gears and head over to Apple TV Plus. That's right. It's time to talk about
Solo, silo, CC, state, style, great. Style, stay low, style, live, state. Solo, silo, CC,
That's
state,
right.
style, great.
We're doing
Style,
solo, silo.
Stay low, style, live, state. Solo, silo,
now I gotta ask, Jeff, what is your
style,
favorite
stay low,
episode?
stay low.
This was my favorite episode yet. I was really impressed with the decision the director decided to make with I still haven't watched it.
I do want to say this. I am working to get the group a Apple TV Plus account. I just have to figure out how that works for like what do you call it? A work account. You know what I mean?
Mm.
You know, I heard of this guy recently getting all super chummy and buddy bitch tits with Netflix and stuff. I mean, like he's getting packages from Netflix.
Look,
I mean, just selling out like a motherfucker, but maybe that guy can help out. Who knows?
before we get into this, because he just said something, so the Netflix boxes have been coming in like crazy, right? So back-to-back days, Netflix boxes come in, and by the way, y'all, we're just talking about screeners. Nothing special happening, nothing behind the scenes special happening. But
they're not even giving him a month free. They're just like, here, watch this one episode, you peasant.
Some of them are coming in on QR codes and shit. And the craziest shit is DVDs. The sending of the DVDs is wild because you hear everybody, well, who's got a DVD player? And I'm like, oh, now I know who has a DVD player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have to.
But
I have about 5 different things that can play DVDs, and none of them are on my computer.
Our neighbor stopped me last night when I was walking out the door and said, "Hey, I don't mean to be nosy." Automatically being nosy.
Yeah, it's a nosy preemptive statement. Yeah,
I don't mean to be nosy, but I saw you got like some mail from Netflix. Like, I mean, what does your brother do? He's got a bunch of stuff from Netflix. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, I thought she was about to say something like important when she said, "I don't mean to be nosy," but she started talking about Netflix. I was like, we're movie critics. We movie and TV critics, girl. It's nothing a big deal. It's nothing to talk about, baby.
He's preparing a class action lawsuit. It's no big deal. Don't worry about it.
Shout out to all my neighbors who don't watch the show. And shout out to all my neighbors who do watch the show. Maybe that bitch will start watching the show. She's so goddamn nosy. Maybe she'll start watching.
She probably stopped watching it after you call her a bitch.
Oh, shout out to you. Hi. I didn't say anything.
But it has been fun. I got to see Nosferatu super early yesterday. So
was it any good?
I really enjoyed it.
Does it seem like the perfect Christmas movie?
I'm definitely watching it for Christmas.
You're just gonna give up the whole goddamn review right now. Just give up the whole review for it. Just give it to them for free, why don't you? I'm over here. Sign up, listen, subscribe, like and subscribe, join and subscribe.
You know the funny thing about the original, right?
No.
They couldn't show it with the original audio for like 30, 40 years because it is. Yes, it's the German version, but it is a shot-for-shot ripoff of Dracula, and and the music that they used for the entirety of the original, they had literally no rights to. So for like decades, you couldn't find the original movie because they just broke so many laws.
That's crazy. I did not know that story.
Right?
I did know that it was pretty much it was like a rip off of Dracula.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll be doing a review of that, and I'll be doing a review of that, and I'll have more to say when I'm legally allowed to. But let's talk about.
You could give these free fucking reviews away. Shout out to Gers and Purrs. Shout out to Gers and Purrs.
What up, Gers and Purrs? Welcome. But yeah, this is a crazy episode. We reconnect with Juliet on Silo 17.
Like the play?
Like the play. Yeah, they
Juliet
keep saying that.
like the play. They keep saying that.
This was
yes, writers. We know you went to Juilliard. Okay.
I actually just want to play this clip really quickly of her getting to know Solo in the silo.
I came from outside, from another silo.
What silo? There's 50.
50?
My name is Solo.
Solo what?
Just Solo. Because I'm in here all by myself, so I'm solo.
Solo silo CC state style great.
Solo
instantly became one of my favorite characters on this show. Like,
who you telling, man? I was so fucking hyped. Do you know? So, ladies and gentlemen, I did not pick. This is not
Solo silo CC state style great.
I got that drop because the homie wrote that song 8 years ago, 7 years ago. And I was just like, yeah, I'm going to put that in there because he says Silo. Did I realize that there would be a character named Solo? No, not at all. It was amazing. So that he's my favorite character. Oh, and it's also what's his name, man? From
Steve Zahn.
Steve Zahn from all kinds of great movies, such as
National Security
with Martin Lawrence.
He's really funny in that.
And then what was the other one that he was in?
Saving Silverman.
Saving Silverman.
He was in Rescue Dawn with Christian Bale.
Rescue Dawn. He killing it. He's been in some little thing. He's been in some things here and there, like
Phoebe's not gay Phoebe's not gay ice dancer husband from Friends.
That's right. I forgot that he was on Friends.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty wild.
Very good. I gave you the snap on that one. That was amazing. But yeah, love him. So of course he's my favorite, and
Solo silo CC state style great.
Yeah, he was incredible. I didn't know it was him for the first, like he was in the first episode briefly where he has that creepy moment where he's like, "Hey, you saw a door and you tried to open it. That's cool. I get that. But if you do that again, I'm going to kill you."
Yeah. That was a great line when I knew it was him because I saw Variety thumbnail. Thanks a lot, Variety. Shout out to y'all. We try to have some integrity around here. God damn it. show some goddamn decorum. But anyway, so yeah, it wasn't surprising to me that it was him, but it was surprising to me that we got to see him come out.
Yeah, it was. I wasn't expecting him to come out. That was a pretty big leap of faith on his part, because he's clearly gone insane. Talking Turd said of Steve Zahn, "You may remember me from such films as Dial J for Juggernaut and The Erotic Adventures of Hercules." I don't think those are real things.
Hi, I'm Troy McClure.
Yeah, I pictured it in a Troy McClure.
Hi, I'm Troy McClure. You might remember me from such things.
Love Troy McClure. R.I.P. Phil. But yeah, Solo struggles to connect with Juliet and gives her food before suggesting that she can use a firefighter suit to go outside. So, we see he's still got some humanity. He does take the time to put some food out, but he also mentions that, I wasn't trying to be nice. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't hallucinating. I need to see you eat.
Yeah, and what was cool about it is you watched it after me, and I was watching it with you. So on the second go around, I noticed like he goes, "Oh shit," when she eats it. Like when she first picks it up and starts eating it, he goes, "Oh shit," and she's like, "What?" He goes, "Oh, you must have been really hungry." But he was really thinking, "Oh shit, you're fucking real."
Yeah.
Like, oh man, this is actually, I don't know what to do now. That wasn't supposed to work.
That wasn't supposed to happen. Yeah, he's an interesting character. And just you can tell how crazy he is, but also like how kind of kind he is, and just weary. He's been like he's seen some awful shit in the name of just keeping this vault closed. And he gives her a lot of information. And basically, after she realizes that this silo went to shit after a failed cleaning, she's like, "Oh damn, I gotta go back, otherwise they're gonna kill everybody." Like everyone's gonna die, because at this point the people are assuming that it's all right outside the silo. It's like, well, she survived, she made it over the horizon, but it's still incredibly deadly out there, but maybe not as deadly as we thought, because homie was saying that like there's passing poisons.
So the wind blew the poisons, but it came back. And it must have been pretty bad because they all died. Yeah, I like how he talks. He's very just matter of fact. Yeah, I can't come out. I stay in here. Yeah. That's my job. She says, how do you stay in there? He says, "Well, it's my job. I just don't leave."
Yeah, he's like so cute.
And then she's like, weird. She's like, "Oh well, the suits, they would be down under the water." And he goes, "Well, I guess they'd be." He said, "Be careful to not get wet when you go to get them. Don't be careful not to get wet."
She's like, "What?"
She's like, "What?" He goes, "Oh, I tried to tell a joke. I tried to do a joke there. It's been a while. Sorry." Yeah. It's like, okay.
Like, I haven't tested my comedy out on anybody.
But we do get to see that he has been, even though he's been in a vault, like the vault isn't quite as small as you would think it is, because we do get to see that Bernard has his vault over there at Vault 18, which we've been able to connect those dots now. He's in Vault 18.
Sorry, do you mean silo? You keep saying vault.
Oh yeah, I said vault. You know why I keep saying vault? Because
We're all aware.
the story is fucking Fallout. That's why I said that. Like, I muted myself. I said that like goddamn week 1 when we started talking about this, and I was like, no, this is vault. This is Fallout.
Yeah, it's very similar to Fallout, but yeah, it just doesn't have that same tongue-in-cheek vibe. And shit. It's very known that people will survive on the surf. Well, actually, no, I guess. Yeah. The surface people is like they know that there are people out there. They just don't want to fuck with them because they're crazy.
Right. But this is we don't know what's out there on the surface because we hadn't gotten there that far, and I didn't play the video game before this, or watch anybody play the video game before this. So, but anyway, yeah, this is based off of a book, and I'm not gonna go and spoil it for myself, which I had an opportunity to do. I won't say I almost spoiled it for myself, but I just really want to go on the journey with these characters without all of the the book said this and the book said that bullshit. The burden, unburden myself from that type of stuff. Just like Game of Thrones stuff. I kind of would rather not know what's what's supposed to be happening.
Right. Yeah.
So I can be as surprised as other people, or less upset with other people.
Yeah, I think I figured out who Jon Snow's like lineage was after I read the first Game of Thrones book. I was like, I don't think I'm supposed to know this yet. I don't think I was supposed to put this together this easily.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, it's better to not read ahead of the class. Just pick up on the show because the show's pretty darn great.
But yeah, so we found out we're in Silo 18 because Solo says that Silo is I did the Solo Silo.
Solo Silo.
So Solo says that Silo 18 is one of 50 silos. So we find out that Silo 18 isn't Solo.
Right.
Solo lets us know and confirms for us that there is way more more silos out there than we thought there were. And
50.
well, this is interesting. This is interesting development because I'm now curious is like, what does your number mean? Does your number mean that like a level of importance, or is it just random?
Yeah, because he does say that there's only like 3 that are close to that silo that they're in Silo 17. It's like it's just 15, 16, and 18. So it's like they must be grouped somehow.
Exactly. They're coupled some way. They're coupled in some way. And is this just the American silos, or are there British silos? Is there African silos?
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah, I'm curious to learn more about that.
I feel like we learned a lot with a little bit of time. Like Juliet's reaction to him talking about the sun, and she's like, "What?" Because she was like, "Which way was the sun when you were? Which direction was the sun facing when you came in?" And she was like, "What? The fuck is the sun?
What the fuck is the sun?"
She's like, "I ain't got no son. I told you I don't have no kids. They wouldn't let me have kids."
And yet, like, he's obviously very knowledgeable. Like, she mentions like these creatures flying through the sky. He's like, "Oh yeah, those are birds." So he knows, and he knows about all these different silos. Like I think he's going to be a groundswell of knowledge for Rebecca Ferguson, Juliet, when she eventually makes her way back to.
What you think about silo. Bernard? Is that his name?
Bernard, yeah.
Bernard.
Toulouse. Yeah, like Bernard is up to some shady shit. Like we see him lie a number of times to the judge. Just
lying to your baby girl. That's wrong. Because clearly he got feelings for her.
Yeah, he's getting really handsy with that with that fitting.
He was trying to. Yeah, he was. So yeah, she wants to get fitted for her suit to be let go out into the abyss, which is weird. So this lady's like, I want to commit suicide.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna say it, but she's saying she wants to unalive herself. We just not gonna mention that, really. That's not even gonna be something that we weigh up. Like, I'm talking about, like, he has no problem with it. Like, why do you want to alive yourself? Or does she have some kind of big plan, master plan, or is like her mom in another silo?
Yeah, I was wondering because they were talking very cavalierly about her just like getting fitted for this heat suit. I was like, are you planning on doing something specific when you go out there? Or are you just like walking around? Can you come back since you're the judge? You didn't say. I don't know. What's the plan here? James Morgan said, I assume Silo is going for 4 seasons. It feels that way because the information is not coming out fast.
Yeah. If you guys have read the book, please don't spoil it for us. But yeah, I'm assuming with this kind of release dump, like we get it very trickled out. This is very constipated release.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to be patient, but in the meantime, we're getting some phenomenal performances. Common in this one was a lot better.
He was good.
He was a
properly
lot better.
Properly
menacing, and they point out how menacingly proper he is in this episode, which was funny to poke at it.
Yeah.
You know,
like, could you stop saying weird, mysterious, cryptic shit and just tell me what the fuck I'm here?
Yeah.
That was great. Patrick in that scene was
amazing because Common in this shit has just been like that. Even with his wife, he's like, he told me that he was going to call me later. But I never received the call. He's like, do you think that there's something weird about that? I didn't. Like, wait a minute. So
like,
you
wait,
do?
so you do now, or
you do? You do now? You did? You didn't? You didn't then, but you do now, or you did then and now you don't, but you did. What's up? And he hits this guy with some more shit like, oh, you've been through it, huh? It's like, he's like, you can't take anything else from me. He's like, oh, I can't take nothing else from you, huh? It's like, what? Stop! I just said that.
Stop saying normal things like they're weird.
So now I say things like they're weird. I say normal things like they're weird, huh? And then he pointed out to him. He's like, he says, do you know who I am? Nigga, yes, we live in a silo. There's 10,000 people here. I'm 44 years old. I've seen everybody here. At one point in time in my motherfucking life, I've seen everybody. And you are the most famous fucking person here. People know you as the boogeyman. He said that people tell they kids that you're going to come get them if they don't eat their broccoli. And what was his response?
Kids got to eat broccoli.
Kids got to eat broccoli.
That would have sounded really corny if it was delivered poor like any if it wasn't delivered as well as Common did in that moment. Like he was really good in this scene.
And he had to deliver it the same way he's been delivering everything else. So
yeah. Pee Wee Herman says kids got to eat broccoli, and it's just like, oof, that's just creepy. And someone should look into his internet history. Yeah.
It's mostly because he says right afterwards. Yeah, he's got issues. Oh, rest in peace. Rest in peace to the god. Of some kind.
Fuck that. Rest in party, man.
Rest in party. Yeah, he's definitely partied. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, wherever he is right now.
Wherever he is, he's Pee-wee Herman.
Like we mentioned, Sims offered incarcerated Patrick a drug that will help him forget his deceased wife in exchange for a favor recruits retired raiders to send down to the mechanical lab. The Raiders. This was a pretty crazy scene. It seems like Sims and possibly Bernard orchestrated this situation where Patrick firebombs the Raiders and ends up having somebody get killed.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, it's like it was pretty crazy.
Now, because Common goes over to that other Raider and gets him recruited into this conspiracy that you just spoke of. You know what I'm saying? But that was to me that was not a good scene. There was one line in there that bothered me that Common said, and it was when he was like talking about the guy about his marksmanship.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it was a key part later because he would end up killing. He would be the one who killed Patrick and killed old buddy Cooper.
Yeah, Cooper.
Right? But the way he delivered that line, I mean, I wish we had it. Because he goes, "You always were." He said, "No one." He said, "You always were top of your class. No one can touch you on the shooting range." And then the dude says, "No one still can." He goes, "That indeed."
It's like you always have to have the last word, nigga. He had nothing to this conversation.
He was like, "That it is." That it is, sir.
Yeah, something like that.
That it is. I was like, nigga, what? Let that shit go. Hold on, I'm gonna find it and then play it all here because it was just so ridiculous. But continue.
Yeah, like we mentioned, Cooper, the rookie engineer who was shadowing Juliet, gets killed in the chaos of the riot, basically. Pete meets a woman who hopes to win a lottery that will allow her to have a child and defies orders not to remove her birth control by performing the procedure anyway. I didn't really care much about this storyline. Like I'm still super distracted every time he talks because him and Juliet have just terrible American accents.
Terrible.
But I guess it works for their characters since they're father and daughter. They both have.
Can I play this real quick? Right, since you don't care for what you're talking about. To a degree, as you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Oh damn, I didn't have the Bluetooth set up.
Oh shit.
So but I thought that scene was. I like what's going on there because set up a setup. Remember we were talking about setting up a setup.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's what's going on there. There's a setup being set up, and because he later then does not remove this. Or he actually removes the lady's birth control, even though he apparently wasn't supposed to have removed hers. Yeah. Excuse me. I'm gonna play this little scene I was talking about with Common.
Yeah,
boss, that's good. And this, no raider can match your marks on a pistol range.
Still can't.
Right, you are, Reggie. Right, you are.
Like, all right, calm down, Common.
And the dude basically says, "Like, all right, man, like, what the fuck are we talking about?"
And also, I was very surprised to see that old white dude's name was Reggie Smalls. It's like that's a black dude's name.
Reggie Smalls, yeah, Reggie Smalls.
You didn't just pull that straight from Wanted,
right?
Without video. Common's the same guy in every movie it's
100%.
I mean, who's definitely cast well for this is like I'm sure they wrote this part for Common.
Yes.
When they wrote the book,
they got greenlit for Common. No, I'm joking.
But yeah, like we already talked about how they
babies. I was talking about the
chaos. Yeah, like how do you feel about you mentioned how you felt about the babies. God damn, my brain is not working. Jesus. But yeah, it's not like I feel like you're right, they're gonna set this up to do something else later on in the plot because it's kind of weird to just introduce these characters like so late in the game just to be like friends with Juliet's dad. I'm sure I'm sure they're gonna play a bigger part in the plot later on. But we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Then later, Billings interviews everyone present during Juliet's arrest and brings his report to Meadows, stating that Juliet never asked to go outside.
Shout out to him, Billings, right? Billings.
Yeah, Billings. Yeah,
I forgot that this nigga was even in the fucking show, man.
me too.
Like, we just don't even love Billings no more, huh?
He's a new sheriff in town.
Jesus Christ. This is see how they do you when you become the new guy. I mean, when you're no longer the new guy and you're the guy, and then they just set you off to the side, man.
There's a lot going on.
Ain't no
with
love
Juliet and
in the heart of the silo.
This is our first episode where we get happenings as what's happening in Silo 17 and 18, because the first episode we just saw
prequels and frequels and
it was just the Silo 18
here,
Silo 17 show.
There. I feel you. I feel what you're saying.
So now we're getting all into the mix.
Are you in the camp of this should no longer be called Silo?
No.
The name of the show should be called Silos.
Silos. You know what?
Are you in that camp?
I wouldn't be mad at that. You just add an S like at the end of the season.
The title card. I think if the title is, they like adding shit to title intros and shit. Just put the S on the side.
Yeah, and I do feel like this is a show ultimately about Silo 18. So I'm not mad at just being singular Silo.
With 18 start coming in the background. You fuck with that?
That'd be cool. It's like, this is the Silo we're talking about.
Silo.
Because at some point, Rebecca Ferguson is making her way back to the old Silo.
Which that's what she decided. She decided, look, man, I need help. I'm going to need you to help me make this breathing apparatus so I can go underwater. I like how she says she can dunk underwater. Is that what she said? She can dunk underwater and like she could go underneath it and underneath the water.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't know how to swim and they don't, they believe that going in water kills you or some shit.
Right.
So she's just like, oh, I got to go underneath the water and I believe I can get to the other side.
Yeah, it's interesting though. Yeah, the way that they talk about some things just because how ignorant they are to just normal shit. It's like she doesn't know the word swim, much less how to. So
she swims like a German Shepherd.
Yeah, she was doing all right for someone who didn't know how to swim. She at least did enough to survive. God, that's got to be terrifying. First time you see it, oof, Jesus. No. But when she gets back to Silo 18, whatever all this cover up about whether she's asked to go outside or not, it's kind of gonna blow up in Bernard's face.
Better not.
But she's also got some quelling to do. She's like, hey, it actually is really bad out there. I know I'm fine, but it's fucking sucks. So we'll see what happens next episode. Do you have something else?
Yeah, because I'm just trying to figure out, man, like what's her name? The black lady.
Oh yeah, the judge. I forget what her name is.
What do you think her end game is with this shit, with the whole I gotta go?
Yeah.
She sits in her room watching relics, like watching old DVDs of A24 tapes and shit.
Yeah.
Like A24 movies. And she's sitting there just like, she's got stuff in her apartment that's just from relics that no one else is supposed to have, but she's got them. She definitely ain't supposed to have no damn microfilm or no damn videos.
Yeah,
she's got videos.
Yeah, I'm very curious what's going on with her, because it does seem like she knows a lot more than everyone else does. Obviously, she's allowed to come into the vault. She knows about the order, that weird fucking book,
but she doesn't
and the
know
cameras.
But she doesn't know that, like, some of the stuff that Bernard knows. Like, Bernard knows that there was another Silo and that those people died long times ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's fucking weird how much she knows and how much she doesn't know. And I don't know if they're on the same page with her going outside and shit, but we'll see. Let's see what the fuck happens. Maybe she opens the door and then like Juliet opens the door at the same time. They're just like, hey, girl, I thought you was dead.
Shit was crazy. I got my hair done, but they was taking a long time.
Talking turns out, I think there has been an overkill on post-apocalyptic series and movies the last couple of decades. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of that for sure.
At least it's not a multiverse.
They're just trying to get ahead of the modern history.
It's like, yeah, it seems like that's right around the corner.
At least it's not the multiverse, man.
Yeah, yes.
It was no variance. There was no, whole shit that you had to watch before you watched this. And shit.
Yeah, when Kevin Hart movie makes a parody with Chris Hemsworth and like about multiverse movies, it's like, okay, I think it's time to stop. I think we've had enough.
What movie did I miss?
With that parody,
the one that you just described.
Yeah, it was a parody movie. Like it was a fake commercial for a movie that he did.
Oh, okay.
Like he was playing it pretty much himself in this movie on Netflix, and there was like a parody commercial of multiverse cops or something like that. Him and Chris Hemsworth were in.
Isn't that just the one with Jet Li?
Pretty much. Man, that was a good movie. Or was it?
Sure was.
I don't. Probably not.
It was, because it was in the time of like, hey, this guy's really good at martial arts. Let's make an entire movie around him.
Isn't the one just like a big like an interdimensional Highlander?
But every Highlander is Jet Li. One Jet Li realizes he can go to other worlds, kill those Jet Lis, then all the remaining Jet Lis get stronger. And the person that eventually figures it out and stops the bad Jet Li is Cop Jet Li.
Right.
So, yeah.
So,
also, did you guys see the movie Thanksgiving? The horror movie?
I did not. I heard it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, one, I loved it. But two, I didn't realize it's based off a fake fucking trailer.
Oh, what? Really?
So when Eli Roth made was it Eli Roth? I don't remember. Who made it was Death Proof and Planet Murder? I don't know. But between the two of them, he had 5 fake movie trailers. He's made 3 of them now. Thanksgiving, Hobo with a Shotgun, and I forget the other one.
Oh, interesting. Okay. That's cool.
I made everyone watch that horror movie after I fed them on Thanksgiving.
I just cooked. Now you all watch this fucking crazy ass horror movie.
And I kept being like, yeah, it's just a nice holiday movie. I mean, they don't make many Thanksgiving movies. We should definitely watch this one.
Yeah, that's with the name as vague as Thanksgiving. You can get away with that.
The third one is Machete. Machete was a fake trailer too.
Yeah, that's right. I did remember seeing the fake trailer for that. Yeah. But I didn't see Grindhouse in theaters, so I didn't all the other ones. Yeah, we're kind of the problem. That was why that was like amazing time in cinema history. We just
tell you what, if we had a podcast back then, we would have remembered and we would have told everyone to go watch that shit.
Actually, yeah.
What do you mean it was bad? We're part of the problem. Why are we part of the problem?
Because we didn't go to see in theaters.
This is the internet's fault for not having podcasts back then.
I pay Regal money prepaid. Look, we're not the problem. We pay.
Not the problem now. I was the problem when I was like 17, whenever that movie came out.
I'm going to see fucking Y2K on Thursday. That is set up to be awful.
Oh yeah,
I'm excited for it. Movies owe me.
Exactly. And if I go see 2 movies that weekend and still didn't see Thanksgiving, that didn't make me the problem. It was the problem for Thanksgiving. That's what it was.
But guys, let us know what you thought of Apple TV Plus's Silo.
Yeah, man, and make sure you go snatch up them joins. Like and subscribe. If you're watching Silo, please let us know in the comments.
Yep. And now let's move on to our last topic of the night. We're going out into outer space.
Oh no, I'm sorry. What?
No, we're actually going to be talking about. Yeah, that's right. It is episode 3 of Dune Prophecy. This was an interesting episode. I mean, I enjoyed it. We got a lot of backstory on Valia and the Harkonnens. But Bill, what were your initial thoughts on this episode?
No. You're supposed to go to Jeff.
Oh, rough. What was your initial thoughts on episode 3 of Dune Prophecy?
Busy.
Busy.
It was better than we've had, but it's still not good. So I realized 2 big issues I've been having with the entire series in this this episode. First off, is it Valeria?
Valia.
Vegemite. So
Valiant Vegemite.
Yeah. So she's our main character. She is the least likable person on the entire fucking show. She's not good at all, but she's not interesting enough to be a good bad guy. She's just kind of middle of the road. And the entire time I'm just like, I want to hear the least about her. Like, they showed her sister in this episode. Her sister's a fucking badass. And like, yeah, show me more about her. And then they're like, hey, did you enjoy all this part of the episode? We're going to stop doing that right now.
Yeah. That was a pretty good.
Right. And then the other issue I have that I realized this episode, this is supposed to be 10,000 years before the Dune movies we've already seen. It's the exact same technology. 10,000 years. You didn't think of a fucking iPod?
Well, you know, one thing that I did notice, or that I had a problem with, not a problem with, well, one thing I am noticing is just like 10,000 years, to your point, no change in technology.
Such a crick in the neck?
No change in technology, but everybody's clothes suck. It's like, I'm like, yo, everybody's supposed to be like these great houses and all this. And these people were in rags. And then they finally get to see some Atreides. And then the motherfuckers is in garbage. They look like they in Game of Thrones.
They were literally like in that fucking dance, like the fire scene. They were literally dressed in mud.
Yeah, I'm like, what the?
Like, this is what the
hell?
Atreides did? I thought y'all were cool.
They had the baller suits and all that stuff.
You know, cool idea spending 10,000 years making new suits, but like you can at least make a better car. I mean, good God. Yeah. Now they did a good job. The new suits are dope, but still.
I did like Homegirl's car that she was driving at the end. I was like, oh, you guys have like cars. Now y'all, not all y'all just like riding on horseback.
Oh, yeah.
But
and then Uncle Robert Baratheon in the floating wheelchair.
That I'm here for.
Loved having him back. God damn.
100%. But at the same time, the entire time I was just like, oh, buddy, I don't care what you're in. Someone get him a fucking bucking stag to go on his goddamn coat. Because, yeah.
Like he's amazing. James Morgan said, just subbed, like your energy. Thank you, James. Appreciate it.
Thank you, James. Thank you, James.
Thank you, James.
That I have to say, correct. That's right, you fucking laugh.
Yeah, like this was I mean, I personally enjoyed a lot about this episode. I think it is like I have a lot of the same issues that you have rough with our main character, Avalia, but
Velma sucks.
Velma sucks.
But I do
Velma
like how
sucks.
I liked all the flashback scenes, like more so than her in the present, because in the present is like, yeah, she is just kind of like dull and not really that interesting. She's just like not that good of a person. So I just like but when showing her as a young person, like all that stuff building up her character, I thought was really cool. And Harkonnen home planet, that was pretty cool to see. Just like them carving up whale fur and shit. That was crazy.
Whale's vagina. That's what you meant, right? That's what you were trying to say.
Oh no.
San Diego. No.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
When in Rome.
Wow, it just went over my head. But yeah, like we do see as a child, Valia urges vengeance against the Atreides. Her brother Griffin, whom she saved from drowning with the voice, joins the Landsraad and planning to confront Vorian Atreides about his slandering the Harkonnens. So yeah, like Valia is like really pissed off about this lie.
Yeah, very intense moment when her and her brother out there in the freezing ass cold talking about that shit. And I love the music that they played in that background when they played it. Like, take that loop off for me, please. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate you, but you did roll me off.
It was no Arcane. I mean, I didn't hear any Imagine Dragons this entire episode.
Oh my God, so glad that's Jesus fucking Christ. I got so many Imagine Dragon jokes. But yeah, no, this song that they played
Puff every time
was really fucking dope. It was amazing.
Gotta sing the Doom song now.
It's not quite as good as Hans Zimmer's score, but you know they're doing what
they were out there putting in work. Is all I'm saying. So shout out to those sound engineers. Oh, would you lose? Oh, I see him thinking things. See, his magic chest he must have rearranged his
we'll have to give them another 2 weeks to decide on the comics, because based off that, I know what comics we're gonna be doing the next 2 weeks. So did you know the guy who made Invader Zim? Do you know the comic book that he wrote?
No, is this Roman Dirge or is Jonan Vasquez?
Johnny the Homicidal Maniac.
What? Really?
That's the name of the comic book that someone read and was like, you should make a Nickelodeon cartoon. So we'll do the first 2 issues of that in the next 2 weeks.
Love it.
Okay, that sounds awesome.
Yeah,
I've heard of Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, but for some reason I didn't know that was Jonan Vasquez.
It's
That's cool.
so fucking funny and it's so fucking hot topic. Oh, it's the whitest thing.
Oh yeah, God, hot topic. That was a time. But yeah, like we see that Valia, whatever.
That's right.
that she's like really
vegan.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I mispronounced it.
Nailed it.
Did you see that she's like really pissed off about this? And like we do, like you mentioned, we see that she has a closeness with Griffin, her brother, and her sister. I just want to play this like clip of her
very
sister.
Liz, thank you. Oh, our nips just touched. Mine are so hard.
And so that was an interesting.
We gotta
like,
have
see, like, the bond
time between bits, man. There's gotta be time to bit. They gotta breathe.
Oh, that's interesting. James just unsubscribed.
But yeah, what did you guys like think of just like the whole Harkonnen lie, the lie about them being cowards during the Machine Wars? And do you think that's gonna come to more fruition? Because that's the more interesting story to me, like her trying to turn the Harkonnen name around. Jeff?
Well, first off, we don't know that it's a lie. Right now, it's literally a game of just like, no, my dad's stronger than your dad. Bullshit. I mean, like shit. And so again, we actually don't know that's a lie, which if I'm the one writing this show, that's my big twist. Nope. Yep. Your great granddaddy's a little bitch. And, but now you've been too committed to it. So you're going to keep going. And that's why we're going to have war for 10,000 years. So, I mean, there's that part of it, but then there's also the fact that like, so their big thing this episode is like, oh, well, this is why Veranda is so angry and fighting nonstop. And it's like, really? A Twitter war. That's why she's mad. She's mad because of social media beef. Okay, cool. This story is so fun and relatable.
Yeah, it's not explicitly said that, you know, I mean, like, we don't know, like you said, if it's really a lie. And it would be interesting if, like, by the end of the season, it turns out it's like, oh no, it wasn't. It was not a lie. You've been fighting this for no reason. And we get to see what decision she makes from then on. Since she's a piece of shit, she's probably going to make a bad decision.
If it is a lie, she would already kind of know because she did the little talking to her ancestors thing. Remember? So maybe
they show
this
everyone
line just
or just the women when you do that.
You know what?
I actually don't know.
That's a good question.
When what's her face in modern day, which is 10,000 years in the past, which is still tens of thousands of years in our future, when they showed that girl in the last episode that did her vision quest, I feel like I only saw the other Janata.
You already,
the Benny and the Jets.
That's what I said.
Benny and the Gesserits. Yeah, the Bene Gesserits. Yeah. The female Jedi. The sexist Jedi. They're sexist Jedis.
She called me a honky.
Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, what is it? I mean, I guess they're not sexist. I mean, because I don't know.
It's one of those things where, like, technically they're not, but technically they are.
Like
you can argue a technicality either way. They are because literally it's only women, but they're not because men just can't do that. Yeah. Oh man, never mind. I almost opened a brand new fun question.
No, you know what? I'm gonna give you a little out on that one too, though, because women in this world have no rights, as we found out, you know, throughout the time. Everybody's got to be. That's the reason. Excuse me. That's the reason that they want there to be a woman in power one day, because one day women will actually be able to have a say so in ways.
Dune is 10,000 years later.
Yeah. Like, goddamn, we're never gonna figure this out, are we?
Oh god, that's
kind of a bleak future.
Yeah, this is somewhere a dude is just going,
these nuts. Got him.
Are you? Gers and Purrs asked in the chat, just want to shout her out. She says, have you gentlemen seen Get Millie Black on HBO? Season 1, episode 2 just came out today.
No, but I wrote it down based on your recommendation.
Yeah, I saw the poster when I was like going to watch this today. I was like, oh, Black Lady. I'll check
Black
it out.
Lady. You'll get caught up in love.
Black Lady.
So,
Black Lady.
Alex just saw the clip and thought, Black Lady, I'll have to watch that show. So he's racist. Oh god, I gotta take an Adderall before we do this show. I'm so fucking out of it right now.
We told you, I think the turkey, man. Look, technically we should have pre-recorded this episode.
I had leftovers today, and yeah, with every Thanksgiving plate, regular or leftovers, it never seems like as much as I think when I'm loading the plate.
Yeah,
in other words, it was a fat ass tonight.
No, I sorry, I got caught up in the chat, but yeah, I definitely ate until I hated myself over Thanksgiving as well.
I ate so much that
how much
I was eating and then shitting and then eating and then shitting, but like literally never actually putting any effort into either one. That's not like I was eating. It was exhausting.
The grossest, funniest thing.
It's the best way I can put it without getting into even more detail.
I think
everything on your plate, you just slather in gravy so you can just lift it up and just.
Yeah.
And then the other side's the gross side.
The other side is basically what you explained, except for the pillow.
That reminds me of that episode in Simpsons where Liddy and Carl were like, Homer eats like a pig. And then Liddy was like,
no, like a duck. The donut.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh my god.
But
so
yeah,
space nuns.
those space
I
nuns.
gotta stop. I'm putting myself in a penalty box for 10 seconds.
At a rainy vow taking ceremony, Valley refuses to put the sisterhood first. She uses the voice on Raquella, impressing her. And Ori opposes. No, actually, we'll get to that. Ori and Tula later, but you start to see, how her how her relationship with Raquella, developed, because she obviously held her in high regard when she passed. And we saw in the first episode, so you get to see that bond form and how she sees potential in her, even though she doesn't really want to commit to this shit. Did you find any of that interesting, Ruff? Like the seeing Raquella and her jealous ass.
So
the
part that I found interesting was Variance is standing out in the rain and everyone else has gone inside, but what's considered the right thing, the sacrificial thing, is being like, yep, hoes before bros, and then going inside. Whereas this girl is standing out there for hours in the ice cold rain. And it's like, doesn't that seem like more of a commitment, more of a more integrity? I mean, like, she's literally putting herself through sickness, through pain, possible death, and it's all because she's not willing to sacrifice her beliefs and morals. So I just thought that was a bit interesting. But at the same time, yeah, this entire episode is just a reminder that Veranda is just an ego fucking maniac. I mean, it's, when she's with her family, it's all about, she wants to clear the Harkonnen name. And yes, there's nothing wrong with that. But the way she's going about it is alienating everyone who has the Harkonnen name. Then we get the whole, old Mama Wandu catches her voicing. And then she's like, all right, go out. And you're like, hey, I'm going to take you under my wing. Like, hey, let's be a little, shush on this. Like, I want you to be my protege. And the fucking first thing she does is like, all right, let's go tell all the ladies. And not just that, let's have a little fun and be like, hey, beat that woman. Look how powerful I am.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
Right?
You could have displayed your powers in so many different ways other than violence.
Hop 3 times, clap your hands, whistle. There's options.
But no, she went the was the comic we just talked about,
Atomic Robo.
Yeah, she took the Atomic Robo. It's like, I just use my violence on them.
Well,
seriously, it's funny fuck.
If you're just gonna I could see if you wanted to like slap them, like, oh, I want you to slap her so that you understand.
Well, here's the thing:
that
slap
I can
yourself.
make it. But how about this? Just say slap her gently, like very, like give her a tap. Give her.
I still say it would have made more sense if you're like, yo, Julia, slap yourself. Like
slap yourself.
And
slap yourself.
But the entire point of it is, I'm sure she justified it as like, oh, I trust them. They're my friends, so I'm letting them in. But really, it was she wanted to impress them. And I'm sure a little bit of it was, I want them to be a little afraid of me too.
Yep.
Because again, everything about her is ego. No, she doesn't do a single thing through benevolence or the betterment of the Benedict Genazaries or the Harkonnens or any of them. Everything she does is because she wants to be respected. She wants to be looked at as powerful. And she's just choosing a fucking weird as hell way of going about it.
Sorceress.
But again, what you guys said, women don't have rights in this universe. So she's finding a way of doing it, but she's letting it warp her into just a shit person.
Now I'm interested to what IMDb says. What do the people say? Because you and I agree in the sense that this show doesn't allow you someone to like, because the protagonist is completely unlovable in any way, shape, or form. She's like rooting for a pimp in a movie that has a pimp with no car and no nice clothes. He just whips the hell out of females that give him money. And like there's nothing good about it at all. There's nothing glorifiable, none of the elements that make you attracted to it whatsoever.
She ain't no Wayne Brady, I'll tell you that.
No, not at all.
I'm proud of that one, I'm not gonna lie.
That was good. You know what?
Good.
I'm gonna give you this one.
Yeah, and we've talked about shows this year like Penguin and Agatha, where those characters are ultimately like evil. They're villains. There's shows about villains, but for some reason, this like they haven't made this character interesting, though we know how vile she is. And I want to know more about fucking crazy demented Duncan Idaho. Like what's going on?
Before we get to Duncan,
mind pyro. I agree.
Mind pyro,
pyrokinesis. I think it's
pyrokinesis.
Sand pyrokinesis. I like it. Yeah. What's the IMDb talking about?
All right. Overall, we got 7.4. The episodes in order goes 7.5, 7.8, 7.5. Which, I mean, that seems okay. But then you remember that Dune Part 2 has an 8.5 with over 500,000 votes.
Yeah.
Like, what was Part 1? Dune Part 1's an 8.0 with over 900,000. So, yeah, not measuring up.
So this is basically proving by HBO standards to be a pretty average television show so far.
It's like they hired a bunch of Marvel TV writers to make them a show.
I feel like it's a little worse than that.
Sorry, Marvel. I've seen your last couple of shows. Outside of Agatha, what are you doing?
I feel like it was worse than that. It's like there's scenes where dialogue. So
Vulva.
Tulip. Little Tuli. She was talking to the old ass lady that was down there when she was with the little kid down there. She's breathing and she's trying to convince her to take her off the life support.
Mother time.
Yeah. Mother time. Tula slapped that bitch's head. I was like, bitch, get your ass back. I told you to quit fucking bothering me in this motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Well, and look at the end of the episode. Tula's down there, and she is talking to machines taken after man. Again, the most interesting part in the past and the current timeline is the sister of the protagonist. They don't give her enough time.
But even with her being the most interesting character, basically so far, or at least with the Bene Gesserit especially, her character in that moment, in those moments, had there's no. When I was watching that scene, I felt nothing.
Oh, at the end?
At the beginning, at the end, anytime they were in that little doctor's office, I felt nothing. Because even with the people who were supposed to be more interested in the B plots, we don't feel nothing.
Right.
And it's that, to me, even though something might be being conveyed that's important, of an importance, and we still are like, okay, give me that. But it's nothing sitting with you. We had Robert Baratheon in this, man. And Robert Baratheon outacted everybody. He's in the fucking episode for a grand total of 2.5 minutes.
He had 12 lines, and he outacted half the fucking actors. It had 3 episodes.
Yeah, and I'm just not feeling like they feel it.
Yeah.
Or maybe there's something that's being conveyed that I'm not aware of.
Now, I do, again, like the young version of Valia, she's one of my favorite characters, but I just don't like her as an adult. And I think that the actress is doing a really spectacular job.
Her too. No,
young Velvet actress is good. Old Velvet actress is like,
Yeah, I was like,
Are you on lithium?
I've seen her stuff where she's good, but like she's not really doing. She's not giving me a whole lot in this performance.
They can both do something else for a living, as far as I'm concerned.
How long would you guys say Young Tulip's scene was altogether?
Oh, you mean like the flashback?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It
Maybe
felt
like 15 minutes.
It felt like 20 minutes.
The 15 to 20 minutes is my favorite part of the first 3 episodes.
Same. Her whole shit was just like,
and even before we knew what she was doing, even when it was just like, hey, is this a love story between them?
Yeah.
See, to me, it was because we didn't know what she was doing.
Right. Yeah.
We see before the last time we saw her before that was she's been told by Volva to go away from this planet, regardless of what path you choose. Just like get the fuck out of here.
Get out of the space trailer park.
Right. Get out of the space trailer park. Get out of space, Alaska.
Oh, that is dangerously accurate.
Space Alaska.
Shout out to all the Alaskans out there.
Oh god, friends of the channel.
But like so the next time we see her, she's in the woods. No snow, right? No, we're clearly out of Alaska. Maybe she's in California somewhere, right? Like she's talking to
she's clearly in one of the 7 kingdoms.
She's with a boy. She's like hunting and all this stuff. Like you're like, okay, she got a life for herself. It's things are good. And then she kills everybody. And, it's just like a very dope fucking scene. Like we did not know that they are the Atreides until they started saying Atreides.
Yeah.
And that when it got, I didn't get goosebumps like Heavy Spoilers said he did. Shout out to Heavy Spoilers, but I did get fucking like, okay, now we got a show. Now we doing show. See, before we wasn't doing show, we was just spending HBO's money, but now we doing show.
Yeah, that was the first like real Game of Thronesy moment. Where I was like, holy shit. It's like, well, actually, you know what? They did shock me in the first episode when they killed the kid, and when what's her name died. Like that was very intriguing. But yeah,
that's my favorite part too.
They killed the kid. Hated him. Yep, loved it. And then they killed the black lady. That's what you were talking about.
The Asian lady, the one who had the pyrokinesis.
Yeah. Okay. Dude. So technically there have been 3 deaths that they have set up. Like there are consequences in this show.
Yeah. And I just want to play this clip real quick.
I mean, by the first two episodes is what I was saying.
Yeah. I just want to play this clip of this episode because he does talk a little bit more about like the why, at least from the showrunner talking about Tula and her decision to go through with this.
We do what we must.
Why is it so quiet?
It's important to always remember that this is the Harkonnen family. At that point, she feels no choice but to complete her mission.
Which is killing Fighty. Which is like seriously though, this is a reminder that these people are messed up. Don't forget, your boy Paul.
Mm-hmm.
He comes from terrible blood. He comes from fucking the worst fucking people in the history of the universe. So
I think a second before he goes, "Why is it so quiet?" That's when I was like, "Oh shit!" And and then when they go outside, it was perfect. And then when she just runs up and like you think she's gonna like but no, just a little syringe into the neck. She's the ninja assassin that the space nuns are supposed to be.
Yeah. I unfortunately felt it right after
they fucked.
She got up. When she got up and she said, "When I met you," I was like, damn. But I was thinking the whole time, she's giving her spiel. I can't tell you what she was saying. You know why? Because I was thinking, she killed him. She killed everybody. But how did she kill everybody? I was thinking, no, they're coming to kill everybody. And then I was like, she's too calm. They're already dead.
Do you think this
didn't when she said you never saw me or you didn't see me? That's when I came back into consciousness.
Yes.
She said that, and I was like, this bitch did kill everybody.
Do you think this is like so the Prince of Egypt, if they didn't think the animators or writers were doing well enough, they were like doing a whole like, we're not gonna fire you, but we're gonna send you to work on our bullshit project. And that bullshit project was Shrek. Do you think that like do you think the people for this show were like, Terry, you're really not pulling your weight in the writer's room. Why don't you go write this scene? And Terry and the other not good enoughs came back with Tula's scene.
Yeah, like you do not want to be in the writer staff room when that
right.
That man, let me tell you something. I was hyped as fuck when I saw that, but then I was like vastly disappointed, brought right back down because here we go again.
And she goes back.
Exactly. Goes right on back to Vulvaville. Where
it would have even been better if she just went to the nunnery. If she didn't go back to Walesville, but the nunnery instead.
Oh, she went back to the planet?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Tula, not Vulva.
Oh, okay.
If Tula was like, fuck going home, I'm going straight over to Space Assassin Nuns.
Space Nuns, right.
That would have been even better, you know?
I did appreciate that we got that little moment where young Vulva goes back with young and
I'm just gonna keep calling her Vulva.
Well, I forgot her name now.
I don't want to insult Veronica.
I tried to keep the pace. I kept correcting everybody, but now it's already gone around in circles. I'm saying it. It's Vulva.
Veranda.
Yeah, Valerie. So now that she, young Valerie, and we got young Valerie and we got young Vulva coming back home. I thought that was cool to a degree because you got old girl putting the voice on it. Now, see, I'm a sucker for the voice.
Voice is dope.
We keep putting the voice in here. Matter of fact, I got to figure out a way. Somebody give me an app that makes my voice turn into the voice so I can use it on here.
That'd be cool.
That'd be rad.
I need, and yeah. Send me
talk
my
to Blake. I'm sure he's got one of them Scream voice modulators, you know?
Actually, probably. If anyone does, he would.
Right. But still, even though she uses the voice, young Van's Warp Tour still doesn't even like follow through. And it's like, okay, now you just look like a jag. Like, shut up, pick up the knife. Oh, okay. Well, sorry, I forgot I was grounded.
Yeah. I kind of respect that she didn't kill her mama.
That's cool. I was like, how fucked up is this about to get?
Because
I kill your mom.
Because we couldn't have come back from that. You know what I mean? Like
it killed a kid.
But we was not going to be fucking with this bitch if she killed her mama. Like,
I would like her more.
We still don't know that she killed her mom. But to be honest with you, we don't even know that she didn't kill her mom because, goddamn it, she probably still did down the line. Right. That day, she didn't kill her mom. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, she takes the Bene Gesserit juice. What did y'all think about that shit?
When she goes through
did y'all feel like that was lackluster? Because with the young girl, we got her seeing all of her family members, and then someone spoke through her. Do y'all feel like we didn't get what we were supposed to get with this one because she didn't have anyone speak through her?
Well, but the reason why is because she had more will than little baby puppet ventriloquist dummy. At least that's the way I took it, right? Like, wasn't one of the things was like, if your will's strong enough, you'll hold on to yourself. If it's not, you'll lose yourself to your ancestors.
Yeah.
And that's interesting because that you opening that up because they basically told that little girl, I wish I could remember her name, but they told her that they told Lilia that
Lilac
that she needed to talk to her ancestors. They wanted her to speak through these ancestors. So that leads you to believe that they really did, according to that big, tall, lion ass sister, cadet sister, Padawan.
Right.
She was like, no, man, y'all sent that girl in there to die. And I think that that's actually 100% accurate.
100%.
I think they completely knew what the deal was. And Veronica said that Tula had already brought someone else back previously, and we find out later that someone else was Vanya.
Yeah.
Vivica.
Yeah. Thelia said, come on, y'all, it's Vanessa.
That's right. I knew she was in Deadpool.
And James Morgan said, I wish they had said that back to the start of the Boltarian Jihad as a warning about AI and complacency.
I don't know if it was the first or second episode, but one of you guys said that too, and I agree. That'd be a much better show.
Much better show. Like,
also, you could slow roll that show, building it up to the war, and let that be your cliffhanger for season 1. But you'd still have so much. And
so that's your season 1 and your season 2 you just set up, and then you could get to this season 3, season 4. In this, because I would be more invested in this, having more finite knowledge of the past, this past, and I feel like, okay, I understand. I didn't read the book. I'm not the person. I'm clearly I don't know certain things. I'm without certain information, but you are writing a television show, and you're basically only making this motherfucking show because Game of Thrones. And if you didn't nail that, then you wouldn't be doing this. And I need to get to that point. You need to get to that level of writing where we can actually start to enjoy this as a television show, because this feels like a movie I don't have information for yet. And I don't want to sit through this 7-hour movie without getting information until the last act.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting point. Do you think, I'm asking both of you guys and everyone listening, do you think this would have been better if we were introduced to Veronica Mars and the Benedict Janissaries? Do you think all of that story would have been better if it came in like a season 4 with them almost like what was it, the Grand Sparrow or whoever in Game of Thrones?
Right.
Where we see them coming in as a side character to the main plot, and it's like, all right, this might be a thorn in the main plot side, but they end up taking over and being such the story itself.
Yeah, like the Three-Eyed Raven.
I meant who's the guy? He led shame the dude she wanted to fuck.
Oh yeah.
So like he comes in as like, well, I'm just about the religion. I'm a humble guy, but it's like, no, you're actually leading all of this. You're basically creating your own house, but using religion to do it.
That was the last good season of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Dude, just that scene where is it Tommen? Just like, whoop. I was like,
oh my gosh. Insane.
So good.
I was so glad. I've never been so glad to see a child jump off of a fucking cliff.
I mean, top 5 for sure.
Yeah.
I was like, God damn it, boy. Because I hated Tommen. He's just such a whiny ass, stupid boy.
Yeah, he was too stupid and too nice for that.
Why do you he wasn't even one of the kids that got sent off. He lived there. Like, come on, man. What are you doing?
You really don't see it? Come on.
Open your
Horses
eyes.
with blinders are seeing better than you, motherfuckers.
Sad song. But anyway.
But so do you guys think? Do you think they could have written the same story, but using it that way, where it comes in 2 or 3 seasons in as a side story that takes over? Do you think that would have been more successful?
Yeah, I think that would have been definitely a lot more successful in my opinion, because like the Bene Gesserit are like some of my favorite elements of the Dune movies, and I think it is because they're more peripheral. They're not like the main story. Like it's not about them. And we talked about this a little bit before. Like they kind of work the same way as Jedi, where like you can't like if you try to make a show just about the Jedi, it might not be that interesting because like they're not that interesting. You end up with something like the Acolyte, and this is better than the Acolyte, but I mean it's not as good as like say Foundation if we're talking about other just like really heady, big galactic sci-fi stuff. I think that show does this a little bit better, juggling all these characters and making them interesting.
Yeah, fuck the way they're doing this. I think that just about
they're halfway through.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying, and that's what I'm
scary.
saying. That's what I was saying. I shouldn't be sitting here trying to watch this like 6-7 hour movie and then not know what's happening until the end of the movie. But like, because I mean, I can only sit and wonder and allow and appreciate the beauty of the direction that the artist is trying to go in. Like, so eventually, I'm like, man, boo, get to the shit, man, come on, man, somebody got to die. What am I saying? Word. I need to say that word.
That's one of both the trickiest and most important things about a TV show. Each season should be able to stand on its own while still building an overarching story. And it feels like this season is just being created to prep up what's coming next, which just makes the season itself suck.
Yeah. And it's a weird disconnect because it's not necessarily like, we're watching Gen V while we wait for the new season of The Boys, because these are completely different timelines. Like we're not going to see any of these characters like really interact with the characters we know. So there's that disconnect there. But it is kind of interesting, like for me, seeing like the Harkonnen and the Atreides the way they are at this level, because they're, first of all, the Harkonnen don't look fucking weird because
not yet. Like their planet hadn't gotten fucked up yet or something.
Yeah, like that they have color and shit with their son. They're just starting to build their wealth with this whaling venture. Like, so I was interesting to see where they are now and how they turn into the fucked up weirdos that are in Dune. But yeah, I don't know. It's not quite hidden like Gen V and The Boys. Athelia said, so hype for Gen V. Drunk Bantha said in the chat, Gen V is gonna be the shit. Yeah, can't wait.
It's extra annoying when they've got a little bit of source material. They're not hurting for inspiration.
So is the books like, so have you read the books that this story is based on? No,
I have not. I love my dad. He thinks I read a lot more than I do, and I read a lot.
That is a lot. That is a lot to read.
It's also, Dune has an issue that I might get flamed for this one, that I think Stephen King has an issue with, that I think a lot of great writers can get bogged down in. It's, a lot of people love it. It's not for me. The whole, the fact that when an author gets bogged down on trying to describe little things, right. Yes, I need you to help me build an image in my mind. If you spend 2 paragraphs describing a button on a dude's coat, I can't do it. Move on.
Yeah. I've heard that J.R.R. Tolkien was a lot like that. With the
agreed. It took me 6 or 7 tries to read The Hobbit once.
Damn.
Yeah.
My dad also tried getting me to read it when I was in like 3rd or 4th grade, which was definitely too young for that level of book.
Yeah, What was he thinking?
Love you, Dad. I promise I'll read the Dune books. Thanks. I love them.
James Morgan said in the chat, The Boys threw me for 6. Whoever thought that up was whoever thought that up was on point. Sorry, my brain's not working. Yeah, now we've started talking about other shows that are better. I do want to talk about the ending of this episode a little bit because one, we go back to
the thinking machines in the underground pyramid, or Robert Baratheon floating wheelchair.
Well, we wanted to talk about Robert Baratheon first, since that's the less interesting one.
Okay.
Because we were talking about
bastard.
Tula, and then
that was my favorite part of the episode.
Yeah, it was interesting seeing that she's going back to her family for help. Yeah, she's still very much. We see that they don't send truthsayers to the Harkonnens, no matter how many times they've asked. So that she's still spiting them a little bit, but now she's going back to Grandpappy. What did you got?
Uncle.
Oh, Granduncle. That's right.
So yeah, he's supposed to go ahead and get. I guess he's gonna get him a bitch. Sound like to me.
It feels like she's gonna try and barter her family's wealth, which is now his wealth, with her connections. And he's going to try and use her, and she's going to try and use him. But the fact is, he's so old, he's going to go out on a hunt. A boar's going to get him. And then we're going to find out later that the cousin that was fucking his sister drugged him. So, yeah. I might have gotten my stories mixed up.
And that's why he can't walk no more.
Little Frothy said in the chat, I tried to read J.R. Tolkien many times when I was young. Could not do it.
Agreed.
Books Gerson Purrs said, I really enjoyed The Hobbit, but couldn't get into Lord of the Rings. The writing is so dry. I've heard that the Hobbit is like an easier read.
Yeah.
It is, but it's still like. Did you guys watch the Hobbit movie?
Yeah, I watched it.
Okay, you remember that scene with all the dwarfs showing up and Gandalf showing up at the Hobbit house?
Yeah.
Imagine reading that in excruciating detail.
Yeah,
every single one is described in depth.
Oh my gosh.
They're hanging up cloaks. I don't care.
Don't need it. Don't need it.
Yes, that's a lot. But yeah, I thought that this was a cool scene, but I was also kind of thinking,
do we care? Are we caring about that?
Because the real.
I think it'll all be revealed next week. I guess as I was correct about Invincible Fight Girl, I probably am going to be correct about this. The next episode, they'll just, have some big reveal. Like I said, he'll get a bitch. He'll barter for a bitch, though.
Yeah.
She'll barter for the bitch because she don't want to give him a bitch, right? But he's gonna have one because the Baron had one in Dune 2,
right?
Dune 1. So we know he'll get one eventually, or the house will get one eventually. So maybe this is the beginning of that. But all I know is we gotta get some. What's his name? The dude, the Viking dude. We gotta get some more of him.
Oh yeah.
Pyrokinetic.
Pyrokinetic.
Yeah, Duncan Idaho.
Duncan Idaho. Duncan I. Duncan I. He know Idaho.
Every time you guys say that, I just want potatoes.
Yeah. Honestly, that's probably all I'm gonna think about now for real. The creamy cheese ones too.
I get some
potatoes. Au gratin, those are good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're making mash, you use Yukon Golds. So much better.
Okay.
They're creamier.
Nice. I use sour cream, no milk.
Lastly, I do want to talk about the actual most interesting part
the real
of the episode.
Ending.
Yeah, the real ending. Where we see Tula has Lilia hooked up to some fucking machine. And it's clearly
after old girl just told her, hey, I'm really proud of you that you let it go.
Yeah.
It's a real adult of you to just, let her go ahead. And
Really happy that you were able to just flush the goldfish. And it's like, motherfucker, she took that U-bend off and she got it out of the pipes.
And then you go down to the basement and you realize that your kids are there, like, got the battery hooked up to the car battery hooked up to the fucking goldfish, trying to get it to come back to life.
Fuck it. Upstairs is I'm proud of you. Downstairs is Frankenweenie.
And like the most interesting thing about this is like obviously it's like it's interesting that Tula just can't bring herself to let her go, maybe partially because of guilt, because she probably knew deep down that she wasn't ready to go through the agony.
When her sister was Voracious was telling her about it, Tulip was like, no, she can't handle it. And Voracious was like, come on, do it. And she was like, all right, go.
Yeah, it's
by the way, I don't know if you know, I was actually just reading that script off of my screen right there.
Yeah, that's verbatim what they said. But it's also troubling because we see a thinking machine. We even hear them saying, like, reading that as a rule is a no in the flashback episode. So
that is a no.
Chad Bill makes this sound like Hustle and Flow when he describes the plot.
By the way, speaking of Hustle and Flow, once you're done with this, if you're looking for another podcast, Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum, he had DJ Qualls on it a little while ago, and that interview was just so interesting. He's a really interesting guy, and I mean, Hustle and Flow was, I think, his first movie.
And he's a friend of the show, and it was not his first movie, I don't think, because there was
Road Trip.
Oh, no. Road Trip was after that, I think. But Bill's right. It might have been Road Trip, might have been before, but Bill's right because DJ actually lost money on that because he wanted to work with those other actors so much. And that means he would have had to have had money to lose.
Yeah, that was a really good episode. I actually did listen to that. I think on your recommendation.
And he's a friend of the show, so shout out to DJ. Shout out to DJ.
We gotta get him back on the show.
Alex, I was trying to get your attention a while ago. Listen to both James Marsters episodes. You're obviously, I mean, with you and your angel lovingness. Come on, he's Spike from fucking Buffy and Angel, and he's a real interesting guy.
Yeah, every time I hear him talk, it's very weird because it's like, oh, you don't have a
right? Yeah.
We gotta get you guys on the show, man.
Yeah, come on over, James.
I know you guys watch.
Mike?
I don't know. You guys
I would love to get Rosie on. I've talked to him multiple times at conventions. He's a funny fucking guy.
Yeah, he seems like a really funny guy.
Do you guys feel like the guilt has just gotten to Tula and she just can't move on in a way anymore?
I didn't see that episode of Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum. Which one was it? Yeah, absolutely. The guilt's gotten inside of her. But the thing is, with how comfortable she is with the machines and all of that, and the way like the AI in the machine's like, nope, can't do it. And she's like, fuck you, do it. And the machine's like, okay. I mean, like, she's clearly worked with these so much. Right. And the thing is, James, have a good day at work, man. Really nice having you on for the first time here.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We're about to get out of here in just a few minutes.
Yeah, we're just wrapping this shit up. But so that tells us that Tulip she's used this machine a lot already with the level of familiarity she has with it. But more importantly, that tells me that Vivantix knows enough about the machine to show and let Tula use it. Because, I mean, come on. It's her complex. She's in charge of the whole Menagerie and there's no way she doesn't know about this machine. So the only way I see Tulip getting this good at it is if she showed her how to be this good at it.
Yeah, I think so. And I think that's, what Raquel
Welsh,
with Mother Raquel was showing a vulva in the flashback episode when she brought her down to the.
I love that we got you doing it too now.
Yeah, let's just lean into it.
Don't ever lean into the vulva.
Unless she asks.
Unless you want to be real cool.
But yeah, we see we see Raquel takes her back there, and she's like, we're using technology basically we shouldn't be. And I didn't think that
we supposed to be doing this shit back.
I would like to introduce you to our newest sister, Skynet.
She's gonna ruin everything.
You didn't think
I'm curious to see how the other shoe drops on this situation, because this is not gonna end well. There's a reason y'all don't have these fucking machines no more.
But are we seeing that they have always had it and they still have it even in the future, our future, whatever?
I think so.
Because like, to me, if you're saying something bad is gonna happen, but it sounds like nothing bad is gonna happen because we know what happens.
Oh yeah, we have Bene Gesserit.
The bad thing I think is going to happen is I think that other people in the Bene Gesserit are going to figure out that it's there, and then there's going to be like a civil war inside of the faction.
Ooh, we'll see.
Also, by the way, I'm assuming all of the great houses have a Skynet, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that this is unique to the nuns.
I would,
man, that, at least that guy who had his kid burnt up, he got some kind of AI somewhere, right? Because he was just playing around with it. And what did we fight for 160 years ago? 106 years, however long. What did we fight for?
Yeah,
what did Raquel's Mother Superior's husband die for?
Right. It's like,
but that's the thing.
Kill you. It's like, do you not remember how bad this is?
But here's the thing. There's a difference between an AI in a toaster or a smart fridge and an AI in a fucking self-driving car. One's can do a lot less damage.
100%.
I think they did have that war. I could see it being they had that war. They took them out, and then they're like, "Yeah, these are the worst. We shouldn't have any of them ever." Like, guys, I mean, we can have computers, right? Right?
I mean, like,
don't connect them to the internet, but I mean, like,
it's like we can have computers, right? Like, but they can't. Right? like I can still have mine, right?
I just want to play Minecraft.
Same thing in Silo.
I also feel that goes really well in the whole Dune universe. It's the controlling parties holding everyone else down. How do you do that? You control technology.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And we'd see that the Bene Gesserit are still around in the future, but yeah, I can definitely see it going in that Civil War way, because the damn near happened in the first episode with homegirl that she had stab herself in the throat. So there was already like people who have differing ideologies within the sisterhood. So I think that's going to come to a boiling point once this technology gets discovered. Do you guys have any other final thoughts on this episode? Things you're looking forward to in the future? Bill?
I'm looking forward to the end.
Yeah, looking forward to the
end. No, but what could make me happy? I don't know if this is what's going to happen. I hope this is what happens. I hope Tula and Velvet start getting more at it, because they're already disagreeing, and Tula's already questioning her. So what I'm hoping happens is that goes further and further, and it gets to the point where that's going to be the two factions, the war within the Bene Gesserit are following is like, hey, do we follow Mama T or Mama V?
Mm-hmm.
And at the end, I think it's going to be Tula uses the voice on Velasinus, and I think she's going to use. I think hers is going to be stronger. I think that is the way they got to get out of this, and that I would love because of how much I already hate Velapia, and but the thing is, don't make me wait 3 more hour-long fucking episodes to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, I like it. I hope we don't get any more flashback. I'm done with flashbacks. No more crutches.
Ooh, I could have Fire Duncan Idaho flashback, but not an entire episode. I just want to see him versus Sandworm.
Yeah, I want to see how that went down.
I want to see him Boba Fett out.
Yeah, and like some more interesting stuff like that. I don't feel like we're getting enough of. The things I would like to see, but I don't think they're gonna get to that point. Is just like why the Harkonnen looks so fucking weird. Like if we're gonna be talking about the Harkonnen and like one of the Harkonnen is a member of the sisterhood. That's pretty interesting, but they're not doing anything super interesting with it. It's like, why does Austin Butler look like that? Like, tell me why they look so their planet and everything about them just like completely changes by the time we see.
Why does everyone hate them because they're light skinned?
Well, yeah, it's because they're light skinned. Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Answer. Question's the answer. All right.
But guys, let us know what you thought in the. Oh, did you say what you're looking forward to the future
or predictions?
Predictions, thoughts.
Remember, 3 episodes.
Yeah, I already predicted one show.
Pretty spot on too.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with Duncan I kills somebody else, and then the ladies end up killing him from a planet away.
So they learn his power somehow, or they just
they somehow voice him from that far.
Hey, yeah, you see all of the above. Look, you know what I mean? Look, I'm not saying how it's gonna happen. I'm saying how it's gonna happen. Okay? By giving you all those details, all I'm doing is giving myself a caveat from far away from.
I'm a big picture guy. I'm not a little details person.
I'm not going to take a quiz.
I could tell you my answer. I ain't going to show you my work.
So, yeah, I'm going to go with that. And that's my final answer, Regis.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So let's see how it all shakes out. It might close out really well, or we might just get more of the same. But guys, let us know in the comments what you think of this show so far.
Who would have thought Invincible Fight Girl would be the better show than Dune?
This week, with a weird, wild, weird situation.
Oh god.
Yeah. It's a weird state, but to be fair,
To be fair,
To be fair.
I don't think
I love that show.
Love that show. It is a weird. Like, we knew that it was a tough hill to climb. Dune 2 was like the best movie that came out this year. So, like,
according to the drunkies.
Well, we'll let the fans decide.
I'm trying to give you the side eye right now. I don't know if we can see it.
But yeah, like it was a tough hill to climb. So I don't think that they were ever going to really match that quality wise. It's not like they were bringing out Denis Villeneuve and Hans Zimmer to come out and make this TV show. So you get what you get and you don't get upset. But before we get out of here, Jeff, you want to tell the people where they can find you on the interwebs?
I really don't.
What?
All right.
I'd rather you
can
stop.
try You can try and Skype me Don Cheadle's driveway at littledickie2.com. It's because of the hackers. Jeff Madel on Facebook, at MadelJeff on Instagram. But as always, easiest way is just be here on a Monday night and watch me interrupt everyone else or read a book while ignoring them.
Always a class act.
Come on over here. Read a book, motherfucker. Read a book.
Give your balls a tug.
Well, Bill,
don't call me balls, bro. That's fucking weird.
That's gonna be your new nickname.
Oh my god, fucking Adderall.
Bill, where can the people find you on the internet?
Nowhere near any balls. Okay? You can find me on Drunk Banthas on Instagram, and you can find me on drunk_Banthas at Twitter, and that's NerdsAtNite on Twitter. Yeah, and then NerdsAtNite and NerdsAtNite and Drunk Banthas channel on YouTube right here every Monday and on Thursday on the Bantha Bond Show. It's your favorite cousin's favorite cousin and the best show on late night.
Absolutely.
Is this the best show on late night, or is Thursday.
Regis voted yes on both.
Okay, so yeah, both.
That answer is correct.
We out here late at night on Nerds at Night and on Drunk Banthas, and we are the best shows on late night. That's what is the deal.
Indeed. Thank you guys so much for listening to the Drunk Banthas podcast. We do this every Monday at 8 p.m. Pacific time, but don't forget to like and subscribe so you get updates on new videos. Check us out on Likewise, Letterboxd, TikTok, Twitter, IG, all the internet things at the Drunk Banthas. Until next time, stay safe, my little space nuns, and may the force be with you.